So let's see how we're going to install the SDK that is going to enable us to use the APIs of the TVA. So I'm heading to the same project we did in the previous chapter. And in the command line, I'm going to do yarn add TVA dev SDK. So we first install it. Great. And now we are going to actually import the web app and start interacting with it. We are going to make two things. One, we are going to show the platform of the user in our interface. So this is useful for you in case you want to do different functionalities based on the platform. And second thing is going to be a button that is going to trigger some action. So let's start with the platform. So we're going to add here something like B, bold text, and we will say like web app platform. We'll actually show it on the screen. And second thing, the action. So we're going to create a function, show alert. And this function is going to actually show alert. So, and this function will be triggered. It doesn't require the authentication, so we can simply put it above the part that is shown only on authentication. So we can simply show it above the part that is going to be shown only for authorized users. Great. So we are going to change the send alert. Show alert. And here we'll say show alert. So it is that simple. So what do we have to do now is simply committing the files. And push it to the GitHub. As you remember, we have GitHub Actions configured. So our app is going to be built and deployed all the way to the GitHub pages. And we see that it's already in process. GitHub Actions are powerful. You can save so much time just by delegating it to the GitHub Actions. So once our app is built and deployed, so we have another action running, the one that actually publishes the GitHub pages from the separate branch. And it is already deploying. But as you can see, we are not able to detect platform here because the web app object is simply not available here because we are not inside of Telegram. So this is just a draft publish that we just did. So this is something that you would need to actually clean up with multiple checks to understand that the user actually is inside of Telegram. But what we can do is we're heading to mobile app, mobile Telegram, and now we're going to see how it works when it's actually inside of Telegram. So I can see that my platform is iOS. As I said, this is just a draft publish, so we can make it looking much better later on. And if I click show alert, it just shows me the pop-up. So as you can see, TVA SDK is giving you a lot of powers. All you need to do is head to the documentation and read more about it. So the documentation shows a lot of things that you could do, like platform, the color scheme, some theme params, make it expanded. You can actually set up the viewport height. this is all your controls you need with a header color, for example. An interesting thing is also the control of the buttons, like main button and back button. So for the main button, you could just use the component and attach some action to it, and the same for the back button. And this back button is the one that is natively on Telegram. So you have so much control, and your web app is actually becoming a very accessible application that interacts with Telegram, so you could put so many functionalities and good experiences into it. So if I'm closing the web app, I can see that it is still a chat. So if you want to create the best user experience with your application in a whole, you will actually use the hybrid approach. So some of the functionalities you're going to keep in the web app, and some of them you want to keep inside of the chat commands. So you want to maintain the conversation with your user. So you're going to use the web app only for certain things that people used to do in the user interfaces, graphical user interfaces. So in the next lesson, we are going to do the very same functionality with the increment by 5, the counter, and also like a request withdrawal, also this like deposit funds. We're going to do the same thing, but with chat comments. And it's up to you what you want to use for your product and when you're going to build things. But we're going to learn how it works. And also we're going to learn how to pass the information from the web app into the Telegram chatbot. So as you understand, we're going to create a chatbot that is going to operate this conversational part. So the web app is having functionality, it is authorizing the wallet, keeping the session, but the chatbot, the separate application, is going to maintain the conversation with the user. So there must be a connection that from the web app, you pass some information into the chatbot, so your conversation actually keeps up with whatever happens inside of the web part. So I'm going to see you in the next lesson. And one more time, I want to remind you that I'm so proud of you that you made it this far through this course. So see you soon.